What do you think of that?
Are you asking me?
No, Ada, my dear, I'm addressing our guest, so I can't see what you've got to be niggly about.
Can't you?
You know, for years and years, she's been nagging me to get a television set. Now, wouldn't you say
Why don't we have one instead of that mockery? Honest, I've met some mean men, but you should...
Eddie, the next slide, please. Bognor Regis. Now, that's where we spent our holiday in 1952. No, I'm telling a lie, 1953. Now, you see that black spot in the distance? That's the pier. Eddie, change the background music, please. Much, much better. Right, the next slide, Eddie. Now, here we have mine host in sportive mood. You will observe the red and yellow bathing suit on loan from the corporation.
And while you're about it, observe the corporation.
Ada, do you mind? Right, the next slide. Family group on the beach.
I want a television.
This is a television.
It's a magic lantern and you know it.
Yes, it was a magic lantern, I admit, but I've adapted it to conform to the modern trend. Entertainment in the home at a price anybody can afford. Now, could you ask for anything more?
A television.
Yeah, television, innit? Marvellous. She's been on so long about this flipping television, you've got a one-track mind.
I've got a one-channel magic lantern, that's what I got.
One channel? That's where you make a mistake, as I shall now demonstrate, Eddie, the commercial. Oh, get it right, you get it. Of course, he's very unskilled, you know. He's had no technical training at all. That's better. You know, Sam, this could be a very big thing. Now, if you want to get in on the ground floor, mate...
Yes, well, thanks all the same, old man.
I think we'll stick to our old-fashioned telly. Well, that reminds me, what's the time?
Never mind about the time. You don't have to rush away. We've got bags of slides yet. Eddie! Lights! Lights!
Oh, I'm sorry, Dad, but they just...
they just leapt out of your hand. Oh, you saboteur, you. Oh, look at that. That's the whole of the 1954 tour of Broadstairs gone for a Burton.
Oh, leave him alone. It's a treat to have the lights on.
Oh, wait, you might at least try and show a little bit of tact in front of Sam and Hetty. After all, they've been very nice about having you in there night after night watching their telly. And when I attempt to reciprocate...
Very handsome of you, Al. Very handsome indeed. And most instructive, I'm sure, eh, Hetty?
Oh, yes, I'm sure, but now we must go. So
I was just going to make some tea.
Oh, no, never mind about that now. Thanks all the same, but at 9 o'clock... What, not the one with...
Of course, you missed the last episode, but...
You don't mean both of them?
Well, what are we waiting for?
Myrtle? Oh, good night. Oh, good night, Hetty. And good night, Mr. Larkins, and thank you ever so much.
Myrtle, nip in and get the set warmed up. I'm just popping next door, shan't be late. Good night.
Well, that's a nice ending to a social evening, isn't it? Not only the guests go home, but the hostess goes with them.
Oh, never mind, Dad. I'll make the tea.
You won't. Here, Eddie, you got plenty of that there transparent sticky tape of yours?
Why, yes, Dad.
Good. You're gonna need it.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, it's not exactly great, but it can't be as bad as that, can it?
It can. We're in disgrace, my lad, over last night.
Last night? But we weren't home last night. We went to a movie.
That's why we're in disgrace.
Oh, don't talk so idiotic, Joyce. All the same, I do wish you'd stayed in. You know the Prouts was coming in, and you knew your father had arranged an evening with his magic lantern.
That's why we went to a movie.
Jack.
Well, why not? When you spent every evening for the past fortnight gazing at slides of Bognor Regis.
All right. You don't have to tell me. I know. All the same, I do wish you'd have been here.
Why, didn't the evening go off as planned?
No. Apparently Eddie dropped the main feature. Prouts went over to the television and Mum went with them.
Yeah, we're in disgrace.
Oh, all right. Don't rub it in. Oh, your father took it very bad. Mind you, I expected a scene, but, it was horrible.
Oh, we were back up ourselves by then. He didn't say a word.
That's what made it so horrible. I was all ready for him. But if he thinks keeping his mouth shut's going to do him any good, he's mistaken. I'll have that television set if he ends up a Trappist monk.
Of course, you do realise you're using the wrong approach, don't you? What you need's a bit of tact.
What I need's a television. And when did you join the Marriage Guidance Bureau?
Don't get me wrong, Mum. I'm only trying to help.
All right, they say you're never too old to learn. What's your theory?
It's more than a theory. Men are all the same, especially husbands. Supreme egotists. Flatter them, butter them up a bit, and you can wheedle anything you like.
If you think I'm going to start wheedling your father...
Why don't you try it? Believe me, it never fails. And I speak from long experience.
Well, she certainly does. If there's one thing my little wife... When did you ever wheedle me?
You know, your Joyce always knows best.
don't you, darling?
Well, you could try it, Ma. Okay, it works. Cut it out.
If you think I want to start them underhanded tricks after years of blasting tactics, then... Oh, good morning, my darling, and how are you?
Never you mind up, eh?
Just you sit down, my love, and I'll rush over there and cook you your breakfast.
What'd you say?
Sit down. Now, what would you like, my love? Now, we've got some bacon and eggs, or there's a nice little bit of liver, or a nice couple of chops. What about a lovely mixed grill?
What's the matter with you?
Nothing, dear, should there be?
Oh, in 30 years of married life, I've only ever had the two choices of breakfast. Take it or leave it.
Make the most of it, dear, while you've got it.
Yes, I will. Nip out and pick some mushrooms, Ada. I fancy a mixed grill.
That's just what you shall have, my love. Oh, by the way, Alfie.
Yes, my love.
Could we have a telly?
No, my love.
Right. There's your breakfast.
What's this?
The mixed grill's off.
I'm afraid it's an ultimatum, Dad.
An ultimatum?
Yes, a telly for me or indigestion for you.
Now, look, Ada, be reasonable. You think I won't buy this telly because I'm a tight-fisted old skinflint, but it's not that.
It is that.
Oh, it's not only that. Now, look, Ada, girl, you do not realise the irreparable damage you can do to yourself by harbouring one of them things. Television is a potential danger in the home. And listen, mate, if you don't believe me...
I don't.
You can read it for yourself. There's an article in this here magazine. When I read it, I tell you my blood ran cold. Are you a slave to television? Now, this bloke, if he had his way, he'd have every set chucked into the sea. And he knows what he's talking about and all.
Who is he?
He's a cinema manager. Read that. Ada, all I ask is read that.
I'm not convinced.
Oh. Very well, then. If I have to make my position clear, so be it. I don't want a television. I will not buy a television. We shall not have a television. I forbid it. So there. And I shall finish my breakfast in the tool shed.
You know, there go two really hard-boiled characters.
So that's that. Papa has spoken.
That's right, and there's only one thing left for us to do. Help me wash up, Joyce. We're going out.
Out where?
To get a television.
Steady. All right, now, left hand down. You're okay now, George. Bring her in. Mind the match! Hey, oh, you better put this down somewhere, George. Put it
Hey,
down.
what is this?
It's a television. What's it look like?
Eddie, is this a...
Yeah, I met Mum and Joyce out shopping, and they just chosen this. So, by the way, meet George from Radio Shop.
Oh, hi, George.
Yeah, I come back to give him a man. George, this is Jeff.
Charmed, I'm sure. Now, where'd you want it?
Well, I think it'll probably go better over, No, it's not much good there. Well, how about,
How about over here?
No.
No, it can't go there.
I don't want to give you any clues, but it's a table model.
This is the table we eat off when we eat. Don't worry, we'll think of something.
Well, you know something, Jeff. It's not too bad where it is.
You know, Eddie, you're right. George, go back to the wall, would you? Straight back. No, more to your left. Now, up with the set. That's right. Higher. Well, that's perfect right there.
Yeah, there's only one snag.
What's that?
He doesn't go with the set.
There's always something. Eddie, upstairs, help me bring down the table, will you?
Oh, yes. All right.
Stay there, George. You look just great.
Oh, Stoner Crow's a telly on legs. Now, I can see you. Stop hiding behind there. Now, what's the idea of this, then? Breaking into people's houses, trying to flog them television sets.
Now, listen,
I
mate.
know, you was taking it for a walk, and he just come through here on a shortcut. Well, honestly, I've seen some door-to-door salesmen in my time, but this about beats a lot. Now, Buzzle.
Eh?
You heard me, Buzzle. We ain't interested.
Yeah, but your wife...
Now, wife ain't interested either.
Oh,
Now, go on,
no,
go on.
look.
I'll have the coppers on you. Now, go out the back way. It's
God,
quicker. Now, just a minute. Go.
I don't
Right.
understand.
Turn it up on end. Well, I'll turn you up on end. Go on.
You don't
That's all.
understand.
That's it. Shut up. Oh, the sales methods of today, ain't it? Marvellous.
From you to me. Okay, right in here. Oh, it's gone. Where's he gone?
Well, never mind about him. Where's the set?
Pop, you must have seen him. A 21-inch set with a 42-inch man.
I seen him all right. I just chucked him out.
Oh, that's all right. He just... You what?
You chucked him out, but that's our set. Mum's just bought it.
After I've given my forfeitance. Now, you heard me, Jeff. I definitely put my foot down.
You definitely put your foot somewhere.
Oh, dear, you wait till Mum gets back.
I wouldn't if I were you. There's a fast train to Blackpool.
Oh, I'm not running away. Do you think I'll frighten your mother? Then you little know me, boys. That's all I can say. You little know me. I've got a perfect right to not have a television set if I want not to have one, and not to have one I intend to have. And let me tell you, your mother, faced with an unshakable argument, won't have a word to say.
Yeah, and I'll bet you $50 that 8 hours from now she is still saying
You're on.
Right.
You are, don't you? You're your Uncle Rodney. You're your Uncle Rodney all over again. He was never no good. He treated your Aunt Mabel something shocking. Not that she was much to write home about.
Oh, no, old Peggy. You've been my entire family 6 times.
I make it 7, but if you've lost count, I'll start all over again.
Oh, dear. Hey, oh.
Thanks, Ma. See you, Dad.
You see, you've just lost me half a crown.
How you had the brass-bound cheek to send back that telly after I'd specially chosen it when it's coming back?
It is not.
We'll see about that. You haven't heard the last of this out, Larkins, you mark my words.
Very well, then, Ada. I shall have to recourse to action.
And what action are you going to recourse to?
Well, I shall go out.
Coward.
I shall go next door and have a quiet game of chess with Sam.
I wonder he hasn't tumbled to you. I've watched you knocking off his prawns with your elbow.
Sticks and stones, Ada. Sticks and stones. And while I'm gone, you might care to read that article.
Oh, you a slave to television. Cheated your way through another chess game?
No. As a matter of fact, we didn't play. No, they had the telly on.
You can't get away from it, can you?
No. No, you can't. Ada, I think I owe you an apology.
What?
No, I mean it. The way I behaved this morning was mean and selfish. I sent back that there telly on what you had set your heart on, and you had set your heart on it.
I'd set 10 quid on it if you've been drinking.
Ada, please.
You have been drinking.
I have not been. Now, Ada, dear, I want to do the right thing. After all, it's not what I want that matters, it's what you want. I can't bear to see you unhappy. Rather than see that, I would make any sacrifice. Come in.
Come in the back way, I hope you didn't mind.
Hello, Sam.
Hello, Ada. You left your back a tin.
Oh, Tom, how'd I come to do that then?
Well, I don't wonder. You ought to have seen him. They had boxing on the telly and talk about carried away. Well, I wonder you never heard him in here. Hooting and bellowing he was. I'm all for audience participation, but he had me off the settee 3 times.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's converted him. He's made up his mind.
Very nice of you to bring back the tobacco, Sam. Good night, mate.
That's all right, old mate. Good night. Good night, Ada.
Good night, Sam. It's not what you want, it's what I want.
Oh, it is?
You'd make any sacrifice to see me happy.
Oh, I would.
You want to do the right thing.
Oh, I do. Ada, I tell you, my conscience got down inside of me and it bit me. It bit me.
You've been bitten all right by the telly bug.
No.
It gets you all in the end, doesn't it? Telly fever.
Not at all. It's... Yes, it does. No, I admit it. But don't you see, I'm on your side, Ada, and that telly set of yours will be back here first thing in the morning.
If it is, I'll send it straight back.
I knew that you'd be... What did you say?
You heard. While you've been straining your arse out, I've seen the light. You want to read that article?
I read it, but that was before that.
Well, read it again. Television, the enemy of the people, the abolition of free thought. Well, I'm not getting square eyeballs, not for nobody.
Hey there, you're being difficult. We are having a telly.
We are not having a telly.
We are.
We are not.
Ada, I think that you and I are ready for one of our little coolnesses.
Al, I think we've arrived.
A.D.
Oh, hello, Matt.
Good morning, A.D.
Good morning. What's good about it?
Well, whatever's the matter?
It's murder in there. Mum and Dad and the battle of the 21-inch bulge.
Well, it's still the same battle.
Yeah, but they seem to have changed ends now. Dad wants it and Mum doesn't.
I can't hear them.
No, it's reached the Cold War stage now.
You see, it says here that they're actually accepting bookings for the first trip to the moon. Well, I thought it might make a change from Wagner Regis.
Joyce,
Yes, Dad?
would you kindly inform your mother I would like another cup of chow?
Yes, Dad. Mom, Dad says...
Joyce,
Yes, Mom?
will you kindly tell your father the cafe is closed?
Service on this table has been temporarily suspended.
Oh, it is.
The serve yourself is still open.
Oh, it is. Joyce, will you kindly inform your...
All right, life's short. I'll pour you a cup of tea.
Thank you, my dear.
Joyce, you'll do no such thing.
Very well. If I am to be treated as an outcast in my own house, so be it. Now, if anybody wants me, which I doubt, I shall be in the tool shed.
Boy, haven't you carried this thing far enough? The atmosphere's getting so you need a nice pick to breathe.
That's his fault. I'm not having a telly in this house, and that's flat. And if you're not completely crippled by frostbite, perhaps you can help Joyce to clear away. If anybody should want me, I shall be doing the front parlour.
Poor Ruth. No change?
No change.
I tell you, if this goes on, I'm going on that trip to the moon, and it's going to be a single.
You know, all we got to do is to talk one of them back to their original way of thinking.
Yeah, but which one?
Well, Mum, of course. Don't you want a television set?
Yes, of course I do.
Yeah, well, so do I. I'm fed up with working Dad's magic lantern.
All right, I'll try and talk around.
Do it now, Joycey, eh? The set will be here any minute.
What?
Yeah, I popped down to the shop and told him we wanted it back again.
But Eddie...
I thought if Mum could see the set in here actually working, well, she'd sort of melt.
Well...
Go on, Joycey, you can do it. In you go, the best of it.
Oh, you don't have to bother Joyce. He only needs a couple of flicks.
Well, we'll have a flick each, then.
Well, if you're going to flick.
Oh, by the way, did you get your deposit back on the television?
No, but I shall be there first thing this afternoon, don't worry.
Had some marvellous models in there, didn't they?
If you like that kind of thing.
Mind you, we picked the best in the shop. You know that, don't you?
Did we?
Oh, yes. There aren't many like that on the market. Amazing value. Man said he could have sold it twice over.
Well, he can now, can't he?
Isn't it funny? Every house in this street's got a television aerial except ours.
Somebody's got to break the monotony.
Mum, I don't want you to think we're doubting your judgment, but you're making a terrible mistake.
Well, all I can say is it's...
You're not having a telly.
Oh, now look here.
My dear girl, I am not being obstructive. All right, you want a television. I can see your point of view.
You see, she's coming round.
But we are not having one, and that is flat.
She's had a relapse. Oh, well.
Come back here. Now, shh. Be quiet. Listen. Stay here. And don't move.
Oh, but Mum, please.
I am sorry, Joyce, but my mind is made up.
It's no good, Eddie. I can't shift her.
And will you kindly not refer to me as if I was a sack of cement? That telly is not coming back, and that is final.
Oh, well, that's a relief. That really is a relief. I mean to say, if you were going to change your mind again...
What are you burbling about?
I've just seen our set. Our very set. Being delivered to a house in this road.
But I paid the deposit.
Yeah, but when you took it back, I expect the man assumed you couldn't afford it.
Couldn't afford... He assumed I couldn't have... Oh, have him in Carey Street. Where is he?
It's me. I expect you'll pay your deposit back.
I don't want my deposit back. I want that telly. I'll give him take liberties and the Eddie stop that delivery.
Right.
At once. Do you hear me? At once.
Right.
George! Forward, please. And I should think so, too. I'm a good mind to have you locked up.
Now, look,
Oh,
missus.
that's enough from you, my man. Just you put the set down and be gone.
You quite sure you want it? Right.
Stop! Okay, Buster, hold it right there.
Jeff,
Come on, I'll handle this, Ma. Out of here, you hulking brute. Go on.
No, look.
Get out and take that. Go on. Keep moving. And take that overgrown monocle with you.
Oh, but look.
give him a bit of money.
No, Mum, please. Let me do this.
Well, did I tell him or did I do?
You idiot.
Oh, Joycey, you didn't want that.
Of course we want it. I want it. Mum wants it. Dad wants it.
Not anymore, I don't. Jeff here talked me out of it.
Now, look. For how long is this going on? I mean, nobody talks to anybody now. Are we going on like this for the rest of our lives? I mean, we might not live that long. Oh, for Pete's sake, somebody say something.
Belt up.
Well, that's something anyway. Do you know, I could tell you something that would bring that television back like a flash.
George?
No.
Edward, I will not have television mentioned in this house. The family have agreed to disagree indefinitely.
Definitely.
Oh, well, that's a pity. I suppose I should have told you before, but I was keeping it as a surprise. Well, tonight, I am appearing on television. What?
Yes?
Oh, Myrtle, here. You've got to help me. I'm in trouble.
Yes, of course, Eddie, but what is it?
I've done something terrible.
Murder?
Worse.
What?
I must have been mad. All I wanted was to get the telly set back once and for all. My family happily reunited round the telly side. So I said it.
You said what?
Tonight I'm appearing on television.
Oh, Eddie, how wonderful for you.
No, Mert. At 9:30 they will all be gathered round the television set waiting for me to appear, and I shan't be there.
Well, where will you be?
About halfway to John O'Groats. Myrtle, you've got to think of something.
Well, they haven't got a telly set, have they? They sent it back.
Myrtle, your bulletins is out of date. Now just concentrate on thinking of something.
Okay, Joyce, this way. Come on. Bring it right in here. Come on, small change. Now I'll tell you exactly where to put it down.
You want it put down?
Well, naturally.
I'll wait.
You know, this is a proud day for us. Our Hetty appearing on the telly.
Yes. Well, come on, what's the hold up?
I'm waiting
Oh, what for?
for someone to tell me to take it back again.
Take it back.
But we don't want you to take it back.
They want you to fix it up.
Fix it up?
Well, of course.
Dear, are you sure your parents is out?
Are you sure it's going to work?
All right, now don't worry, Myrtle. Now where is it?
Here.
Oh, wow. Well, that won't work anyway. It's all right, don't worry. It's just a loose wire.
Oh,
Right,
happy
put it back in a second afterwards.
Dad idolises that set.
Temporarily out of action. Right, now, that means that your folks have got to go across to my folks to watch our television. Be sure they're out of here by 9 o'clock, and don't forget, you have got to wash your hair so you can't come. Right, now, have you got all the other stuff?
Wouldn't it be simpler just to novel your set, too?
Well, how can I do that? I'm supposed to be on my way to a studio. And if I did it before I went, they'd find out and get it put right.
Hope you're right.
Don't worry, Myrtle. Here, I'll sneak back just before your parents, after they've gone, right? And 9:30.
The time is now 9:30.
I can't understand our set packing up like that. It was perfectly all right last night.
Oh, there you see me, old mate. That's the worst of those old sets.
Are you sure your boy's in this programme? His name's not for TV time.
He had to fill in at the last minute. Just think, in a few minutes from now, our Eddie's little face will burst into millions of homes. Poor little devil, I wonder how he's feeling right now.
Fact or fiction? A new program based on an old idea.
Right. Launch Operation Interference now.
What's all this?
Interference is a dead liberty. Now, don't just sit there, do something.
There's an electric motor running somewhere. Somebody know it nearby started something up.
By the look of it, an atomic pile.
Oh, the perishing thing!
Move over, Alf. We can't see nothing.
There's nothing to see.
Of course, old mate. That's the worst of those new sets.
What was that?
It's coming from your place. It's all coming from your place.
It can't be. There's only Myrtle there.
Of course, she might be drying her hair.
What's she using, a wind tunnel?
Right, I think I'll up next door and find out what's going on.
Carnival!
What do you think you're doing? Just tell me what you think you're doing.
I can't.
All right, don't tell me. I suppose you've done this too.
Oh, yes, but all you've got to do with this is like that.
Oh, murder you. I'll break every bone in
Mr.
your
Prout,
body.
I can explain everything. Toast?
Toast? Get out of it.
It's clear now. I do hope we haven't missed our Eddie. Why, you haven't been on telly.
Oh, yes, he has. He's been on mine.
But I don't understand. All I did was this.